next
one
on the
thing
Inherited
my
Podcast.
mom, even my dad, like we always seen them like, as far as dressing, put that shit on. You know what I mean? Like my dad won best dressed in high school.
Oh, it's in your blood.
You know what I mean? My mama, you know, was clean. You know what I'm saying? Had a little one go-to, you know?
Okay.
So, you know, they knew what was going on for real. I'm leaving with money in my pocket, going to get on the bus, going to get on the train. I'm like, shit. Every Friday, bro. Every time I'm going back to the house.
You didn't tell me you hit 5 points in it.
Come on, man.
Knew it.
I'm going to 5 points and I'm walking to Walters.
Yeah.
And I'm probably spending my entire check in that month.
Walters done ran up on everybody coming out 5 points, boy.
Man, listen.
How do you stay resilient and maintain a positive outlook during tough times on the path you've chosen?
Whew. Honestly, man, leaning on my family and friends. And making sure that I tap into a bunch of self-care. You know, designing things, man. I sit and design all day, and it's like taking 1,000 pictures and only, you know what I'm saying, liking 2.
I know
you
the
feel
feeling.
me? So
Building a legacy, so watch how you step to me. You know it's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined. Getting that paper and stacking it up, no time for no chillin', man. Building a legacy, so watch how you step to me. You know it's inherited, ain't no comparison, stacking up guaranteed. Moving so militant, consistent and disciplined. Getting that paper and stacking it up, no time for no chillin', man.
Yo, what's good? This is Sir Gates here. Now tuned back into the Inherited Podcast. Once again, thank y'all for coming back week after week. Make sure y'all go to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure y'all go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Download this podcast, leave a great 5-star review, and always type up something good for me. All right, so look, let's get into this episode today. Today's guest, we have Shanae Frazier, owner and designer of Dply Rtd clothing brand. How you doing?
it's me. I'm great. Doing well. I can't complain. How you?
I'm good. Can't complain. Thank you again for pushing up. My bad, I know it's a little dry, but
Oh,
we made it.
no. We made it.
Yeah.
As long as we made it safely, that's all.
Amen to that. And once again, like she pulled up with the pack too. I'm gonna post that later on, man. The fresh Dply Rtd pack, man. Make sure y'all shop Dply Rtd. But look, let's get into this interview, right? So what I want to do first is it's a little icebreaker, okay? Usually my icebreaker questions a little bit cheesy or easy or whatnot, but I like to stay on brand nowadays with inheriting and whatnot, building legacy and inheritance, right? So and we both gonna answer this question. You gonna go first, right?
All right, cool.
So my question to you is, how do you stay resilient and maintain a positive outlook during tough times on the path you've chosen?
Honestly, man, leaning on my family and friends, and making sure that I tap into a bunch of self-care. You know, designing things, man. I sit and design all day, and it's like taking 1,000 pictures and only, you know what I'm saying, liking 2.
I know
you
the
feel
feeling.
me? So it can be difficult sometimes, and even like when I design something and I get samples and the samples come and it's like, damn, this what it look like the tangible version of this. Like, oh, I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board. So that really can get you just like in a little downward spiral to keep it a buck with you, but you just know that, you know, you gotta keep going, because in those 1,000 frames, you gonna have 2, and those 2 might be your best 2.
Got that right.
You feel me? So if it's your best 2, then you can rock out with it.
Yeah.
You know, like the like these hoodies and the cream hoodie I gave you, like that was my first. That was my first hoodie. These my first hoodies. Like I haven't, you know, Dply Rtd hasn't been a brand for too long, bro. Like it's only been 2 years. So just to see the motion of it and where it is right now is pretty dope. And I ain't gonna cap you down, bro. It's been plenty of days where I've been like, man, fuck this.
I sure gonna ask you that too. Yeah.
Fuck this. I don't want to do it no more. But that's where my family and friends come in, like, because people who have, purchased the brand, or tapped into the brand, the hats, the hoodies, the t-shirts, the shorts, they like, man, no, like, you can't stop doing it. You got something real good. And of course, like, it's when you're making something, it's like, I guess, like a recording artist. They could have recorded this single a year ago and it's just popping a year after.
That's that timeless music. It's like timeless products. Yeah.
But it's like they might get tired of hearing that same song because they done heard it for 4 years. You know what I mean? Because it's been recorded, but it's just kind of like, you got something, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep that going.
And the demand for that. Like, demanding is like, no matter how bad you don't like it,
that part,
it ain't about you sometimes. It's trying to grow. You gotta feed these folk what they want.
That part, man. And honest, bro, like, and the reason I get like that is because, like, I'm a one-woman show. Anything you see, like, as far as design, as far as the tangible product, the box that I gave you, the stamp on it, the tape, you know what I'm saying? The stickers, the buttons, the hats. I do all that. I package all that shit myself. I'm going on, I made my website myself. Like, so I'm a one-woman show for real. Like, and of course, like, don't get me wrong, I've definitely had some assistance. You know what I'm saying? I've definitely been thrown some lobs. But all in all, like, that shit fall on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
No, I understand. I share some of those same sentiments when it comes to as far as the one man, one woman shows. That's how I started my brand. But I'm gonna go back to the beginning. But for myself, like, how I maintain that mindset is this: again, friends, family is my faith, right? Just trusting in guidance, just knowing it's gonna be some ups and downs all the time. Like, the only way to get to that next peak is to go back down to the valleys, right? But you can't get upset when it's time to go back down, because it's like, you just gotta know, when you go back up, that next mountain may be 10 times higher. You on Mount Everest now. We was on Kilimanjaro the other day or something like that. So, but that's how I just do it. Just having to try to keep a positive mindset and just reflecting on where I came from, how I started, and just seeing the growth. It's like the fact that, like, we're still here now. Whatever we've been through, obviously we've overcome it, and God has kept us through this whole time. So we ain't dead, mental hospital, down and out. So just to think about it, it's like, bro, we done beat every obstacle that came our way, because we here right now. So
define the odds.
Yeah, man. So just using that, you feel me? Using that as motivation is just what I use to keep going. But just to bounce on what you were saying, I started a clothing brand in what was that? It was like kind of the beginning of the pandemic, like 2019.
Yeah.
But even just with that clothing brand or with podcast, and I've been doing this since 2018.
Okay.
I've always had to do it myself. So I know what you mean by everything has my hands on it. But of course, the same with you. Yeah. I've had loss. I've had people help, but that, and not taking credit from nobody, but that help is still not what I got to do by myself.
Absolutely.
So it's I mean, no shun, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit gets tough. Having to, and I really love when you said you got 1,000 designs but only like 2. That's how it is with podcasting. When I did clothes, I designed all my own stuff, and it's just trying to delegate or find somebody to do it. That's difficult as well. So you just got to put all them hats on and do it yourself. So the shit get tough, man. It gets tough. Long nights, early mornings. Don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
Don't know what time it is.
Man, I'm telling you. But once you do, just get that one piece or that one tangible object or a podcast episode that people really love and gravitate, it's just like, all that was worth it. Like, it was worth it. But just knowing, I gotta do it 1,000 more times though, or 1,000,000 more times to keep this thing going.
Absolutely. And you said something about God and keeping your family. I'm sorry, God. You were heavily and deeply involved. always, every day. So yes, I appreciate you for saying that.
For sure, man.
That was God checking me. You know what I mean? Like, hold up. You gonna
they
leave
say
me
he
out of the
working mysterious ways, right? So with that, right? So I want to take it back, right? Just young Shanae, you know what I'm saying? Just back to when you was a kid, growing up, going through elementary school, middle school, high school, college, just because I believe that our past has a lot to do with where we at today. Like, our past could be somebody's testimony or deliverance, or just that motivation to say, hey, let me get up off my ass and go chase my dreams. Or they going through what I went through. Maybe it's not that bad. Like there's folks going through things that are worse. So just take us back to your young childhood. How was family? How was life? Just what was that like growing up for you?
It was really cool, bro. Like I'm born and raised in Atlanta. My whole family live in Atlanta.
ATL, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So my parents, they've been together since high school.
That's beautiful.
And my grandparents have too.
Dang.
Yeah. So one thing, like I have an older sister. My older sister is 40. And one thing my mom, even my dad, like we always seen them like as far as dressing, put that shit on. You know what I mean? Like my dad won best dressed in high school.
Oh, it's in your blood.
You know what I mean? My mama, you know, was clean. You know what I'm saying? Had a little one go too, you know. So, you know, they knew what was going on for real. And one thing my mom, I feel, my parents in general, I feel like they pride themselves on having their children look good. Like, we ain't leaving out the house without our hair done. We gonna have on some clothes. My mama she tried, you know what I'm saying? They got us what we wanted. Like, I can't say that, like, we ever wanted for anything.
That's a blessing
like,
right there.
Anything. Like, anything we wanted, we got. And my mom is so funny because my mom is like a heavy thrifter. So a lot of times, like she'll go to the thrift store, but she wouldn't take us because it's just like, I know y'all gonna be in here like, I don't want no, da. But man, I'm telling you, she bringing Polo home, Tommy Hilfiger. And
getting y'all right,
yeah,
boy.
like some old school. Like we always had like the little old school NBA shirts, you know, like cartoonized type of shirts, starter jackets, and you know, like she just shoes, all the Jordans, K-Swiss, Reebok, K-Swiss.
I knew had y'all out here clean hell on it.
Nah, dead ass right. I should have brought some pictures. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, they prided themselves on that because, you know, my dad always used to tell us, you know, the way you look, that's your first representation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before you open your mouth, people see you. So when you walk into rooms, make sure you look good. Make sure you smell good. Make sure your hair on point. Go check that mirror twice. You know what I mean? But it's not the only thing that he instilled, you know, because crazy story, when my sister talk about this all the time. When we were younger, my dad, you know, we'll hang out with him. He'll take us to the barbershop and we'll go in the barbershop. Oh, Tiger, that's his nickname. Tiger, your little girl so pretty. Your little girl so pretty. He'll finish getting his hair cut, all that shit. We'll get in the car. He'll be like, yeah, you know, I know they was in there, you know, calling y'all pretty and all of that, but, you know, yeah, y'all pretty as hell, but what else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what else? Because at the end of the day, like, that ain't going to cut it.
Only get you but so far.
Absolutely. And as a man, you know what I'm saying? Him being a man, like, you take heed to that because I'm sure he's come across plenty of pretty women that when... You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't have the brains that matched the beauty.
Had was looks,
Exactly. So he just made sure that we had both. So, you know, just speaking of that, you know, they instilled in us, like, education. So when I was in high school, like, I ensured that I had good grades. When I was in high school, I got best dressed, too. I won best dressed as a superlative. You know what I'm saying? Go to my own horn, but the people voted, bro.
Hey, the vote.
You know what I'm saying? The people voted.
It is what
I
it
didn't
is.
vote for myself. That's just what the people said, and I just went with it. So it's so crazy too, cause in the picture, you know, you take pictures for the superlatives. I had on this clean ass academics outfit. Ooh, that motherfucker was so clean. I think I had on an academic shirt and some Jabot jeans or shorts with the red and white, because the shirt was like red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
The Jabots was motherfucking...
Had the red strap.
Shit was clean, bruh. You couldn't tell me shit on any day, but especially that day. So, yeah, man. And also being born and raised in Atlanta when... I was in high school. My first job was Six Flags. My first and only job, like up until I went to college, was Six Flags, and we lived on the east side. So like, I ride the train.
Right. What's out on the east side? What street you was on?
Rock Bridge.
Okay, I'm from Decatur.
You know Rock Bridge?
Yeah, I know Rock Bridge.
That motherfucker go.
Yeah.
Long ways.
Yeah. What's up?
So yeah, man. So I ride the train to work. So the train ride along Indian Creek all the way to H.E. Holmes.
Telling you.
I'm telling you. So naturally, like, well, at Six Flags, when we got paid every week, and they used to have the check truck, like, in the staff parking lot. So you go cash your check right there. So you leaving.
That's dope. They had something. I know they had nothing like that.
It was dope. I mean, I think they should. Well, they might get robbed in there.
Yeah, nowadays.
They were gonna take the money and the van. But you cash out check right then. So I'm leaving with money in my pocket, going to get on the bus, going to get on the train. I'm like, shit. Every Friday, bro. Every time I'm going back to the house.
You didn't tell me you hit 5 points in it.
Come on, man.
Knew it.
I'm going to 5 points and I'm walking to Walters.
Yeah.
And I'm probably spending my entire check in that motherfucker.
Walters done ran up on everybody coming out 5 points, boy.
Man, listen. Of course they had everything, but like at that time, like Jabos was hot, Dickies, they had every color Dickie suit, every color Jabos, and they had all the sneakers, so I had to go in there.
Yeah.
Had to get everything. And shout out to my boy Allo. I don't know if he still work at Walters, but Allo been at Walters forever. He like a childhood homie. So
good plug.
Yeah. So I go in there because they get commission and shit too. So I'm like, Allo here, coming from the back.
Right.
What you need? So yeah, man. So that was just like instilled in me or whatever. So that was just like normal for me to really like just dress, put that shit on. Like, so I've been putting that shit on before put that shit on was
put that shit on.
Yeah. So yeah, man, and then I went to college. Huge shout out to Albany State University.
Shout out to Albany State, the ASU.
So I went to college and it was an amazing experience, bro. Like the friendships that I gained, the knowledge that I gained, like even just I tell people all the time, I feel like college is for everybody, even if it's just for the social aspect.
Yeah.
Because that's where I learned how to interview. That's how I learned how to really like come out of my shell and talk to people and get those like
good life
essential
skills,
leadership skills, life skills. Absolutely. So that was amazing. And then I like while I was there, I never thought that like this would be like me and what I would do, but like I pledged and. Shout out to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the Delta Row chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Shouts out to all the Reds across the land.
He like, yeah, man, you gotta shout the folks out, man. You know that was coming though.
Yeah.
You know that was coming. But yeah, man, the greatest experience ever. And you talk about leadership, being around some amazing women who are doing amazing things, and like just working as a collective. So being able to collaborate on like just so many different levels and being able to learn how to navigate in different rooms was very important. Like, and it taught me, like, I still have those skills now. Very important. That just made me think like I did a collab with Tropical Express ATL. It's a plant shop, dope ass plant shop in Atlanta, and the owner is Crystal Thomas. She's actually one of my neos.
Wow.
So like those connections go further than just
that
those
campus.
4 years at Albany State. So super dope. All my close friendships either came from Albany State or before. And it's just, like that, an amazing experience, bro. And then I I love Black culture as a whole. So I also went to Clark Atlanta University after I graduated from Albany State to get my master's in social work. And it was so cool because it was such a different experience.
That's
than
from Clark
Albany
to
State.
Albany?
Yeah. It was a different experience because I was at Albany for 4 years. That shit was fun. I was there to
Yeah.
have a good time, really experience what college was like.
Yeah. It's
But
a
when
great
I
place
went-
to get that.
Yeah. And when I went to Clark, that shit was business. Like it was like standing on business, big business.
I can see
You
that.
are here to get this degree. I didn't have fun. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to do those things. It was all about books. I don't think I studied as hard as I did at Albany State. At Clark. You know what I'm saying? Just
Half of it,
because.
so you probably didn't study at all. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
cap
I ain't
to
gonna
you,
cap, man. Like, and I feel like it just came so easy, like at that time, because I mean, it was, to me, I had to be a little more structured because it's so easy to like just fall short.
Especially at Albany
It's-
State. The fact that
it's-
it was a college town, like the town was based off that school. It was
Absolutely.
just parties every weekend, every
Easy.
Friday, Saturday. You can get distracted doing your work.
Absolutely.
Salute to all y'all who came out of there with straight A's and all that stuff. I don't see how
Yes.
y'all did it with.
Absolutely. That was me. Shout out to me.
Salute to you.
But yeah, man, but like, and these are things that I honestly, bro, like never like dreamed or thought of. Like I never thought I would go get a master's degree. Because honestly, like my parents are a part of the generation that graduated from high school and worked afterwards. You know what I mean? Like college wasn't necessarily pushed.
So I was about to say they didn't push on that route because the usual thing is, high school, college, gets you a job, retire, die.
Yeah, but see, I feel like people had kids a little younger then, and I also feel like you could make a living in like with a high school diploma. Now you absolutely, I mean, you can, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna be like it was then. Like they could easily graduate from high school and go get a good job.
In a trade, anything like
Now
that. Yeah.
you can't really do that. You gotta go to college route or do you a trade, like you
Yeah.
said. But you gotta have a plan.
Facts.
You
Keyword,
gotta
have a plan.
You
'cause
gotta
boy,
have a plan, bro. Because if you don't have a plan, you up shit's
you gonna
creek
be out
without
here
a
lost in
paddle,
the sauce.
buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. So so I can't even sit here and cap you down and say my parents pushed me to go to college, and like college was a last minute decision for me. I want to say I probably took my SATs December of my senior year.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
For real.
Last minute, for real. I think, yeah, shit. Albany State was the only college I applied to because they came to the school, and just to get out of class, we went to the presentation.
Yep, man. Same thing happened.
But the presentation was impeccable. I'm like, shit, I gotta go there. I gotta at least go see what's going on. I knew I had the grades, so I'm like, that'll be easy. Application will be easy. So yeah, man, everything happened the way it was supposed to. I'm one of the, I'm a first generation master's degree.
Here go your flowers for that. Congratulations.
Thank you. I
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. First generation, like sorority, because, and I feel like I realized the potential of like my aunties, my mom, my dad, my grandma. Like
No pun intended, though. That slogan just popped in my head. I ASU.
Shameless plug, man. Shameless plug. So, like when you talk about like deeply rooted, right? Like one of the slogans is what's deeply rooted in you, and like that story that I just told is that. You know what I'm saying? That goes back to your first question that you asked me. Like that's the shit that keep me going. Like because those things are things that I never thought that I would do.
Yeah.
Even deeply rooted, nothing that I ever thought I would do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go with it. And you know, when I started Deeply Rooted and, you know, just designing, doing my logo and things of that nature, the first people I asked like to choose the logo, because I had probably had like 6 different logos. Shout out to Steve and Nick for creating the logo.
Shouts out, Steve. You plugging in everybody, man.
They went crazy, man. And I wanted to go back to like, because I'm like, you know, I'm a one-woman show, but I did have assistants, and I always want to be sure to salute them, because like without that, this wouldn't be created.
And they did a dope job. And the reason why, because I do like kind of like graphic design, this and that when it comes to logos. I love a minimalistic logo, but it says a lot, right? And that's one of the best legacy logos out there. Of course, it's so hard to kind of recreate the Nike swoosh, which is like one of the main ones.
Classic,
like,
man.
I just want a symbol, but like your logo says what it is without saying it. So if you can get a logo that actually speaks for itself,
absolutely,
that's what I love. It's minimalistic. It's not too much going on. It's boom, okay, I see the roots, I see my letters, I know what this brand is. So they did a great job with that logo.
Absolutely, yes. They definitely did. We worked very hard on it. And this is the creation. You know, this is what came about. And, you know, I'm appreciative of that, because they really realized my vision when it came to Deeply Rooted, because that's what I wanted. I wanted something that was minimalistic, something that I can put on anything and everything without necessarily having to design something. You know what I mean? I can take this and make this bigger right here, and it's, you know what I'm saying? It
still matches the aura or the essence of that design you're trying to put out. Like, you can, I'm gonna put this on my clothing. I can put it on the left chest print. I can put it on the sleeve print. If I need to put this on the flyer or monogram print, it works everywhere.
A sticker. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily have to do too much with it. So,
trying to alter it to make it fit to these specific instances.
Absolutely. So that actually makes it easier to design. And I actually needed something like that, because, you know, I can't sit here and say like, oh, I'm the best at, you know, designing or making graphic tees and things of that nature, because honestly, I taught myself how to use Adobe Illustrator.
Same.
You know what I mean? And that shit was hard, bro.
Well, you see how I learned again. Shout out to Albany State, that MATLAB.
Yeah.
When I was there, my freshman year I went. By the time it was sophomore, I was suspended on academic shit, so I dropped out a little bit, came back, dropped out. But all the times I wasn't in school, when I found out about that MATLAB, I was in there every day, just going in there on the computer. Sometimes I had old content and clips, just going there, pulling up. It was, I think, Final Cut Pro at that time. I started with that, and I seen all the Adobe suites. You see AC in there all the time. Yeah, so I'm like, self-taught always the best way to go. My bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's how you kind of maintain control of your, you know, your product, your brand, you know, being able to do those things yourself. Because when I do get to a point where I have to hire a team, I know how to do these things myself. Because shit, they can all decide to be like, hey, no, we ain't doing this no more. We quit. I can, all right, cool.
You got your hands there. Because that's how I feel. It's like, if I hire somebody to delegate, right, of course my mindset is I would love for you to be 10 times better than me at what I do.
Yeah.
But I have to at least know the foundation of it. Because how am I going to be able to tell you this is right, this is wrong, this is what I like or don't like? I'm going to be just sitting here probably saying to everything, because I don't know the technicalities that come in what you're doing. But learning the service of that always helps when you're trying to reach out to somebody else and bring somebody on. It's like, I know what's going on, but still do your job the best you can do it. But
absolutely, I have laid the foundation. And if you need help, I can be the person to help you. I ain't got to be like, oh, well, let's call the person who designed the website. Like, nah, let's sit down. We gonna do it together. You feel me? So that's where it's at. Yeah,
man. So and you said earlier, as far as you didn't think this is what you would be doing. If you weren't doing Deeply Rooted in clothing, like what would be your long-term career path or passion that you think you were substituted for?
What I do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of Deeply Rooted, I'm a social worker. Like, I have my bachelor's and master's degree in social work. And that's another one of those things, like what's deeply rooted in you, because it's people, you know what I'm saying? And just ensuring that like people have the resources for their mental health, and the resources to just be productive members of society for
Facts.
real. I work with kids, I work with adults, I work with like people that have had severe mental illness. Like just throughout my field, I've been a social worker for like 13 years.
Oh, you done seen and heard a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything.
Shit, man.
Everything from horror stories to the best stories, you know. So yeah, man, I would literally be doing that.
That's good to know. 'Cause I feel like as well, like you may not know where you end up, but as long as you got a sense of it or going out here, I tell people as older you get, I say within your, of course, spare your 20s, but take
Yeah.
some things. You got to figure out what you like, who you are, and what it is you really into. So take some things, but you just never know how God gonna swing your life. Like,
Absolutely.
man, I want to sit here and go to the NFL, but nah, bro, you meant to really be out here on the lawn service business because this one lady 10 years down the
Absolutely.
road gonna be on suicide watch. Me cut her grass. You gonna say her. You just never know how God gonna spin
man.
you, right?
Full circle.
Yeah.
I feel like everything is a full circle moment. You know what I mean? So, and we all cross paths for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely be doing social work and working with people. Like
And
I
this
have
is
a
a people
passion for
thing,
that.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a people thing. So every day is different too, and I love that about it too. So yeah, man, I be doing that for sure.
Social work. Okay. So look, we're deeply rooted, right?
Yeah.
So for people who may not know, as far as, because I know it's like some of the ins and outs of starting a clothing brand, sourcing product, design and getting this, whether you want to choose embroidery, screen print, DTG, whatever it is. So
Yeah.
just take us through the process of from start to wherever you're going to go as far as getting this from product concept to market, as far as sourcing it.
Okay.
Not you can necessarily say where you get your stuff from. Just give
Yeah.
us that breakdown as far as how I'm going to create this product. What does that look like for an entrepreneur and clothing brand owner?
Oh man, so I mean, first it just everything starts as an idea. Just like, oh, and usually those ideas come at the craziest moments in the shower when you dead sleep, and it's like you wake up. Like I got a whiteboard in my room.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, all right, cool. When I think about something, I gotta write it down because I'm gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many ideas go through your head throughout the day?
Yeah, it's a shit time. But those moments you said, those are pristine moments because think about it, in the shower, you can't go nowhere. You thinking. When you
Exactly.
sleep, you just waking up. And one of the best times we ain't got to use the restroom. We got to sit down in that
Exactly.
toilet though. Then the best
It's
time
like,
to conjure up
oh,
ideas,
all right,
man.
cool, boom, I can do that, I can do this. So yeah, man, like first, you know what I'm saying, it started off as an idea. I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. I wonder what that'll look like. I wonder what colors, you know, will mesh well. And usually like I like cream, like I like earth tone colors because I feel like colors pop on those. Like the hoodie I got, the
Man,
cream
shit,
with
I
the
can't-
red, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it mixes well, and I also think about like sneakers. Like I can kind of wear any kind of sneakers with these. It'll kind of go. But I write it down. I get my iPad, and I chose the iPad because it's mobile. You know what I'm saying? I can take that shit with me any and everywhere.
And seamless.
Exactly.
From iPhone, whatever you design.
Exactly.
No
An
emails.
AirDrop,
And,
I can do it all. Like both work, you know what I'm saying, together. So I can get my pencil, you know, start to sketch some stuff out. And I'm like, okay, cool. I put the colors on there. And what I do is I send it to my manufacturer. Send it to my manufacturer, tell them I want some samples. Like, let me get some samples. I usually get 2 samples, 2 different sizes. One in my size, one in AC size.
Shouts out to AC, man.
Shouts out to AC. He my videographer and photographer. And he's a brand ambassador for Dply, the only brand ambassador for Dply Rtd. So I always make sure he have shit first. Because even if I get a sample and I don't necessarily like it, he may love it. I'm like, all right, cool, bro. Here you go.
Still
Exclusive gear.
marketing.
You sound the fucking
Facts.
alarm.
We actually got that motherfucker too. You should have hit.
But hell yeah, man. So I get the, you know, the sample or whatnot, And if I like the sample, I order. Now, the only thing, like I've had to kind of, I ain't gonna say finesse my manufacturers, but really have a deep conversation with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, listen, I'm a small brand. My MOQ cannot be 300.
Man, I'm trying to.
Are you
tell
trying to give me
you.
300 of the same color?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I understand.
I don't want that. I don't need that because, you know, a part of Dply Rooted is sustainability. And sustainability is not keeping a shit ton of product. You know what I mean? So that's not doing nothing for the environment. That's not doing nothing for the brand, for stuff to just kind of sit there.
Right, financials, all that.
Financials, right. So I'm like, nah, I can't rock with that. So, you know, we've come to some, you know, agreements and things of that nature just over time and building a relationship.
Yeah.
So they understand. So, you know, I get that created and I order and then shit, I release. What I try to do is I try to release to my subscribers first. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna say I appreciate them more, but the simple fact that you took your time to put
in a sense, you should though.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I ain't want to throw no shade on nobody else, but hey, well,
Yeah.
you built the tree.
But it's just like, look, it's like you said, right? You about to say, these folks really said, hey, I want to know what you got going on, so I'm going to voluntarily give you my email and phone number.
Absolutely.
So it's like, say if you got the subscriber list, right? And another COVID happened or some shit happened to where you can't run ads on Facebook.
Right.
I got this 1,000 people on my subscriber list that I can hit them up any time of the day,
Absolutely.
no matter what is going on. So for a fact, I appreciate y'all because everybody else, I gotta go market to get y'all to buy in. But y'all here, so y'all get first everything. Y'all help me stay afloat as a business.
You right. Shout out to my subscribers for sure. Nah, but yeah, so that's how I, you know, am able to stay in contact with, you know, the people who have taken their time out to put their phone number, to get SMS, get text messages.
Now you speaking in business, that's usually what we see. You want to send them SMS
Right,
bump messages or what? That's what I always say, especially on postscript.
Yeah, so, you know, putting their phone numbers in there because you don't have to do that. That's your personal information, your email, your personal information. And trusting me with your personal information, number one. Number two, so that's what I do. So when I have a drop, I send, like, I'll shut the website down. Like, I'll have it go to
that lock screen.
The lock screen. And what I do is I send them a passcode or a password that I've created for them to be able to get into the website first.
That's a dope strategy.
So, you know, they have first dibs on everything. If it's sold out in your size, sorry, you should have subscribed. Like, subscribe. I try to tell you.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Let me get some water, bro.
Sound like so sorry to Taylor, man. What do you say? Apple Polycat.
Gabe got me in here tongue-tied, bro.
Shout out to the subscribers all around the world.
Shout out to the subscribers. But yeah, so I definitely appreciate them more. So they get the exclusives. They get the discounts.
Yeah.
They get all of those things. So, and back to what you said too, as far as Instagram and things like Facebook, Twitter, and things of that nature. Like what clothing owner, business owner, whatever the case may be, like I encourage them to get subscribers list because that's something you own. Like you don't own Instagram, you don't own Twitter, you don't own Facebook.
Really be tapping in what you're saying.
None of that shit belongs to you.
But that data,
that's yours all day.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like that's yours all day. So if Instagram decides, fuck it, we gonna delete all this shit. We gonna just get them out of here. The app no more. And this, what you gonna do? You can't. You cannot use that as your sole marketing at all, like, because that does not belong to you.
Facts.
It will never belong to you.
Facts.
So, you know, those subscriber lists is where you are able to communicate with the people who took their time out to put their information in there. And honestly, it generates more sales than Instagram for me, because I don't have a whole bunch of followers and shit right now. I don't really too much care about it. Like, I don't look at those numbers as Dply Rtd, either it's popping or it's popular or it's
social
not.
media don't have nothing to do with your KPIs as far as how your brand going.
Nothing, man. So I don't focus on things like that. Like, I focus on, I say I look at it like an artist, right? I look at it like a Big Crit. You know what I'm saying? Big Crit don't get no radio play and no club play or nothing like that. But he has a solid ass fan base. His concert sold out because he has a solid ass fan base. No matter if he have more followers or less followers than Future, you know, he has a solid fan base, so it generates regardless. So that's how I look at it. Like, that's my mindset.
Yeah, that data is important. Like, to me, that's number one on my list. Like, even if it's to the point to where, like, say if I got to go out here and spend, because these are fairly cheap, like $100 on 200 wristbands or 500 jelly wristbands. Like, as long as, hey, can I just get your, it's tough to get a phone number, but let me just get your email first. If I can get that data list up, you in the game, because you always will have somebody to talk to market to connect to, and to have them lock into your brand story long term, like you said, versus Instagram and stuff. Everybody don't have an advertising budget to where they can spend $5,000 and $10,000 to make 10 to 15 back. Like, everybody don't have that, but if you got that, it's free to, besides the whatever you pay for a back end like PostScript or Klaviyo or something like that, it's free to get these emails and phone numbers to say, hey, bro, I'm hitting you up personally on this. You own this thing 24/7. That means more to me than spending that extra buck for IG ads. Even though that stuff it does work,
maybe does it?
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
Well, I've seen success in it only because, like, I did in one of those rabbit holes of intensive research on how to do it one time when I tried it, and it was during, I want to say, Black History Month when I did one of my, that was like, that week I did $10,000 in 1 week off of those ads, and also on the back of Etsy. But it's just but outside of that, I still cherish more than that my email list more than anything.
Absolutely.
Because them folks they said, man, I want this stuff. And it's also a bad thing to when I learned the hard way, neglecting that email list, whether it's one email a week or something. But when you don't sit here and hit them up, when you finally do, it's kind of like spam. Like, I signed up for this. Let me
they forget about
stop.
you. You know, our attention span not that wide. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
We are getting fed information all day, every day. Like Instagram, you know what I'm saying? It's the algorithm. So it's it's like you forced to post, you forced to really be on there if you want to generate, you know, sales and things of that nature from Instagram. So yeah, man, I lean more towards my subscriber list than anything.
Yeah, I agree. So, but with that, right, having said that, so how important to you and how do you tell the story of Dply Rtd when it comes to getting that to your customer base and also the people like one who already subscribed? But how do you tell that story? And if you can just give, I know you gave some briefness of the story, but how do you connect that to your clothing, you, and to your audience?
Yeah, man. So one of the main things is just like we empower, you know, humans to make environmentally sustainable purchases without compromising style. And we appreciate the slowness of the process. We don't necessarily drop every week or every month, but like when we do, it's gonna be some good quality shit that I've taken my time to design and get samples to make sure it's right. When I get samples, I'm putting them in a washing machine, making sure it's not shrinking, making sure that nothing is compromised.
The wash tests are important.
Absolutely. Making sure nothing is compromised when I'm sending out packages and things. Like, bro, I'm cutting threads off, you know, and just making sure that the product is A1 when it comes to your doorstep. But the way that I tell the story is like that, like just through, like, for example, Instagram. When AC goes out of the country and things of that nature, like that is his what's deeply rooted in him story, right? So he records and like that's what he does for a living, and then he's experiencing different cultures. So that's how I tell the story. I bring it back to what's deeply rooted in you, and that can be any and everything. It can be so many things.
I love that.
That is, and I honestly haven't even like really gotten real deep into that bag yet, because it's just, again, one woman show, right?
I understand.
So like once I really get, I'm gonna get in that bag this summer though. I got something.
I'm waiting for it.
I got something this summer that is really going to, like we talked about, full circle moments. So that's how the story is told, and it involves everybody, because what's deeply rooted in me could absolutely be deeply rooted in you as well. So it's the art of storytelling, bruh.
That's the best way to. That's how, again, keep saying Nike, but that's how they are such a legacy brand, right? They're telling that story of be a healthy human being. We can be fit, we can accomplish X, Y, and Z, and people just getting so. 90% of people want to be healthy and fit, so that emotional attachment to your personal values and to that value, them folks will never go out of business. Like that's how I prefer. I'm a brand over sales guy. Like you can, of course, just raise some funds and pump those ass out, but I want this to last forever. Like again, like even with the Inherited podcast and Batir, right? So the whole basis of it is passing down a legacy and inheritance. Batir means to build, and Legrance is legacy and inheritance put together. So with stuff like that, I want to be able to have this stuff. My kids can be like, oh, yeah, my granddad built this and this and that. And it's not so much, the money gonna come. Right. But if I keep putting that message out, that the value, just the honor and integrity of it, that's how people want to walk and live life. So telling that story versus like, all right, every time I post, I got a new drop, $10.99, or I got a new drop, $45 or $100. Like, when you just keep trying to sell, folks just like, I can just go buy something anywhere. Like, why else would I purchase from you? But if you got that, put that story first, it's like, I'm buying that story and really not that product. That product is just a symbol of that, of that story.
Yeah, so absolutely. It's the tangible of the story. So it's just, I'm with you on that. And that's one reason I wear a lot of Nike, because of the storytelling and how Nike is just so inclusive. It's such an inclusive brand. So yeah, like that is definitely, that's
Come
it.
on with the storytelling, man, this summer.
That's it. Yeah, this summer, man. If everything pans out the way it's supposed to, the shit's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. So when you do your manufacturers, right, do you go through a Alibaba route or just an individual manufacturer route? And do you prefer, well, I probably know your answer, but
what's the answer?
I was gonna say, do you prefer land over sea? I mean, sea over air shipping, but of course you want air shipping, but it costs.
That shit costs so much. God damn. That shit costs so much. But yeah, I do use Alibaba, and I encourage people. Excuse me. I encourage people not to be afraid to use Alibaba.
I was too. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared. I'm like, man, these folks all the way in China, they want me to send them a deposit. I ain't have no product. If I get my product and it's trash.
But see, they got trade assurance.
Yeah.
So with the trade assurance, you protect it. You just got to make sure that the manufacturer you're using, because all of them don't have the trade assurance. So you just have to, it's research. Yeah. Research before you just dive in. Looking at they have reviews on Alibaba where people use you know what I'm saying? So you got
the videos they make. We know it can be still finesse, but when they in their own warehouse, you can see, like, okay, they really in here making this stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's what I tap in with my manufacturers, because I have my notifications on specifically for them, because they go live. So it's like, all right, you going live.
Let me see what's going on in here.
Let me see what's going on in here. Number one, because I don't I don't want to get my products from a sweatshop.
Yeah, understood.
So I want to make sure y'all doing ethical business, especially with, you know, as far as the messaging of the brand. You know, I don't want to be getting
that don't mix
shit from, you know, a sweatshop or anything like that. So that's how I authenticate them, and just I vet manufacturers out.
How long it took before you found out one? Like how many you went through before you was like, I'm locked in?
So crazy thing,
Don't
bro.
tell me it's the first one.
Listen, let me tell you. So my first drop was the black black and cream deeply rooted hat, and I had two or three t-shirts. But the homie Nick, who did who helped with the logo, he was like, he encouraged me to use Alibaba. And I'm like, man, this shit, first of all, this shit is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many things on here. I'm like, I can't even focus. So he's like, okay, well, look, tap into them, you know, and, you know, tell me what you think. He sent me the direct links to him. Like, was not like a gatekeeper at all. I definitely appreciated that. And he didn't gatekeep either, because he don't have a brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it made it a little easier. But again, he still didn't have to, you know, throw me that lob. So I definitely appreciate that. And, you know, I tapped into it, and we FaceTime, like, he gets so excited about shit. So, especially, you know, with them creating the logo and actually seeing it on products and things of that nature. So he like, oh shit, FaceTime me. So he showed me some products that he was actually doing with a golf brand. And I'm like, damn, that's nice. I'm like, if you can, you know, send me the He like, all right, cool. He like, okay, cool. I'm gonna email it to you. I'll text it to you too. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I looked into it, and then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm navigating, I'm researching, and then boom, I'm like, all right, I think I found it. I found the guy. I found the guy, and the guy was the guy and has been the guy.
Yes. Man, you got lucky, man.
Yeah, man. The guy's the guy, like A1 got my sample. I'm like, open that shit. I'm like, oh my God.
He had an MOQ or samples, or since you went off?
Nah. No MOQ with no sample. Bruh, listen. No MOQ with
we
the
gotta
samples.
talk after this. I need to plug for one specific thing.
Nah, facts. But the hat's so dope too, and a lot of people don't know this, because, you know, even when your manufacturer is, obviously it's kind of hard to be a part of that process, right? I try to get them to send me videos.
I was just about to ask that,
Man, they don't be doing that shit, man. Like,
because that aids in telling your story. Like, it shows my production process, and then one of the mass production is
man. So that's honestly the hardest thing, right? Because I can't just pull up on you.
Yeah.
But I refuse to get a manufacturer here, because the shit is expensive.
Yeah.
It's too expensive, and the quality of the product is just not there without it being like outrageous in the price.
Yeah.
Because if I get something here that's outrageous in price, then I have to charge my customers more.
Outrageous price. Facts.
So I try to, you know, keep the cost down for that specific reason. So yeah, I definitely can. Yeah, I can use somebody here, but I won't.
I understand. Of course, you want to try to put money back into your own community states, but it's just like, one, that's when business and emotions get involved. We were talking about that earlier. It's just sometimes you got to draw a line. Like, of course,
Absolutely.
I know let's have made in USA, this and that. But for my business, it makes sense for me to go to China. One, they have the material, the people, the factories to do it, and it's quality work.
Yeah.
It may be far and take some time, but if I'm trying to scale my business the most profitable way and efficient way, I gotta unless somebody brings something on home field like that.
Absolutely.
What you expect for me to do?
Absolutely.
Shoot.
And their fabrics are better. They have a wide range of fabrics. They have every single color. You know what I mean? They just like, tell me what you need, I can make it.
And that's what I love about it. It's just it's endless opportunity with that. But it's just always in the back of your head. Man, this shit is coming from China. I hope I don't get finessed.
Man,
boy.
I'm telling you, I'm waiting on some shit right now as we speak, bruh. I be checking UPS every day, like, where the fuck are my packages? So yeah, man. But you know, the quality is there, and you know they communicate very well. And it's so crazy because I be up late at night, so and their time is different. So it's like daytime.
And that's
for me.
the only thing
And
too, man.
That be the thing because most people are asleep when they're awake and in the shop, or you know, at the business, you know, and when you wake up, they sleep.
Right.
So yeah, that's an advantage.
And that's just like with Fiverr too. People I work with on Fiverr, they either always in Bangladesh or Iran or something. But like you say over there in Alibaba, I'll be up late at night. Baby girl, like, what is you doing? Trust me, I'm over here talking to folks over here.
I'm working.
Right. They wide awake. I got to be wide awake. If I want to get this done in the time I need, I got to have sometimes 16, 18-hour days to get it done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, like with the hats that I have. People like, why they cost $60? Why they cost them? They cutting songs.
Yes. You
like literally,
understand.
Panels of the hat are
the
being
intricate details on the inside.
Together. Like this shit is being handcrafted. I can't charge you less than that. Plus, it's two patches on the side.
Yeah.
You got the full 3D embroidery. You got the what's deeply rooted in the inside.
Stuff costs,
Like,
man.
what?
Like it costs at a good price to get it made, but still, think about it. I gotta get this made for one. I gotta pay for the shipping to get it here. I gotta get the packaging for it. I gotta get it to you. I gotta pay for this shipping label to get it to you.
Man,
I gotta re-up and get some more.
Exactly.
You want more colorways.
I'm putting a sticker in the package.
Right.
I'm putting you a free button, lapel pin in the package. You got one in there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Y'all rocking that next episode, though.
So, man. So, you got that. Then you got to think about, I got custom tape. It say, what's deeply rooted in you with the logo on it. I had to buy the stamp that I stamped the shit with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of those things must be taken into account.
Right.
On top of my time.
Facts.
You feel me? Like, that's not free either.
Just because it's yours don't mean you're not paying. I'm paying for labor. This is labor. Like
this
my
is
labor. That's how I kind of got caught up too. In the beginning, it was just when I was doing my pricing, I never did add my labor in it. It was just I just added my cost of goods sold and that's it. But I'm like, because one I started out at the crib, so I'm at home, but it's like, bruh. Like you still spending time. You still gotta goddamn either you pressing this or doing bruh.
You taking
so now
your time.
I gotta add it on to my price.
I'm taking any package that I've sent out myself, and I'm taking it to be shipped to you myself. So that's time. You feel me? Like that's time. So it's like
let it be Gucci and Louis though. Man, what y'all want?
Man, they dropping it.
Yeah, bro.
Swiper, no swiping. You feel me? So it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
That be the thing, bro. So yeah, it just the finding the manufacturer thing, it takes time, you know. But I would say don't be afraid of it, you know. And that's to the people. You good. But, you know, don't be afraid of it. Go find you a good-ass manufacturer. Just make sure, you know, you're looking at them reviews. Yeah. Make sure they got that trade assurance.
Speaking facts.
And make sure you get samples first. Like, don't do no bulk orders without getting a sample first. Because I can easily screenshot a nice hat and put it on my Alibaba. You know what I mean? Nah, get that sample first. Make sure them folks
lopsided when
stand
they come
on
in.
what the fuck they putting these pictures and these videos out. So, yeah.
That's the process. It's the life of being one, a business owner, and two, specifically a clothing brand owner. So, but what is your favorite imprint? Screen print, DTG, embroidery, transfers. What do you prefer?
Emboss.
Emboss? I left that one out. Yeah, that embossing is hard though.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Oh man,
that's the pack I'm waiting on, bro.
And I know you waiting on that. That's a little bit more pricey than that.
I can even show you. I show you, but
that's your top one.
Ooh,
where would you go next after that?
Next after that, I like embroidery, but see, I like embroidery on I do specific prints based on the fabric. You know what I mean? Like if it's thick like this can take some embroidery.
Yeah.
That can take some embroidery. But like t-shirts and shit, like they is, unless they're super thick, I wouldn't go embroidery. I go
I
DTG.
feel the same way. But if I were to embroider a t-shirt, like I said, it'd be thick or like a left chest print, a small logo, like a polo type thing.
Yeah, it'll have to
like
be
that.
small because I mean I feel like once you wash it, it's gonna be compromised. Like just because of the lightness of the shirt.
The fabric may shrink a little bit. The embroidery may not move, but when that fabric, you don't see those little
exactly because when you think of embroidery, like if you've seen an embroidery machine and actually seen it work, like it's pressing hard, like and it's going crazy. So it's already compromising the fabric. So once you get it, wear it, wash it, you just gonna compromise it even more.
My quality going down, and
like, I'm not gonna do that
to
you. I ain't gonna do it to you. So I use embroidery on thicker stuff. I like the embroidery on thicker stuff. I like DTG. I don't like DTG.
I got love and hate for it. I mean, I still prefer either embroidery, but because I know how to screen print, do screen print, I'm biased of that because of the price point and how fast it is. So it's embroidery, screen print. I do love embossed, but I haven't worked with a person, so I got product with it made. But those are my just top two, just embroidery and screen print. But also so I have a generic brand, right? And I strictly run that on Etsy because Etsy had you running up. So I just really, because think about it. It's a marketplace. Folks come there to shop. You don't gotta do no work. They're there.
True.
As long as your SEO is good and you good. But all I do is just quotes, right? All I sell is black shirts, white print with quotes. But with those, I just use screen print transfers. Yeah. So that's why I love them for a business model like that. But on a brand wise, it'd be screen print and embroidery though. But yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, man. I like that.
So it'd be those. It's a good. I put somebody on last week. They're like, man, for real. I'm telling you, people usually. I always thought it's for females and because they get jewelry and stuff. But a guy named Rich Khan, when I seen one of his videos, bro, doing hundreds of thousands just selling t-shirts, I'm like, I want to try it. So I just tried it to try. Absolutely. When I seen I uploaded something, made my shop, had like 5 or 6 designs with the quotes. The next day I got a sale. That's all I needed to know.
Absolutely.
Within a day. It's something here. So man, for that,
absolutely, I can run it up.
Man, but outside of that, it still be screen printing and embroidery though. Those are top ones. But so let me ask you this question before we get up out of here. A couple more questions for you, right? So what are some of the pros and the cons and the stripes you've experienced of being one, just a business owner, while having your personal life, and two, clothing brand owner in itself?
Honestly, like the processes, because things take time. So like I would say a hiatus like for a little minute because, of course, like I did the first drop and then we did the collab drop. But like even during those processes, like I'm in the process of getting the logo trademarked. So it's like, I'm like, I don't really want to keep putting stuff out and it's not officially trademarked yet, you know?
How you feel. I just got my email yesterday saying, go ahead and file for it, but I know how you feel.
Yeah, so
it's scary.
I didn't want to continue to do that because I'm like, somebody can take this from me, legally. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got to slow down on, producing things so I can make sure the business is solid versus just putting stuff out. So the process is the waiting. That can get like tiresome because it's just like, damn, I went back and forth with my trademark attorney so many times, and not like back and forth like arguing type shit, but like the examiners need this. They need this to be changed on the website. They need to, can you send me pictures of your packaging with the logo on? And it's just like, God damn.
That's one of the most stringent processes ever, getting your stuff trademarked.
And that shit is expensive. You know what I'm saying? Just because I wanted to use a lawyer because I didn't want to do it wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially
do it right
with them
the first
coming
time
back.
around, gotta do it again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, so now that process is over, it's like, all right, cool, I'm
Yeah.
back at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back on the horse, dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's just those processes and procedures when it comes to those things, because at the end of the day, Deeply Rooted is a business first before
Facts.
it's a brand.
So without the business, the
So-
brand ain't gonna work. They say the paperwork make the paperwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure that stuff is in line. And again, this one woman show is doing these things herself. So you know, just going back and forth with that, having meetings about it. You know, that was the biggest thing. I want to say it took probably like a year and a half to
I know it. I'm telling you.
not to discourage anyone, but
It's the truth. It's what people need to know about. If you
Yeah.
want to get into this lane, it's what you need
like
to know.
that shit, it took like a year and a half, man. Like, because it's so specific. And the examiners at the trademark, I hope they get paid top dollar, because they bust ass.
Telling you, man.
They bust ass, bro, because I'm like, God damn, like something else.
I had to change so I started to do one trademark, but I ended up knowing this myself, this ain't gonna work. But over time, them going back and forth, I'm going on year 3, maybe. Because it's like, this may not work. You got to add this in front of the name. When I got to start adding extra stuff, it's no longer original to me. So let me go back to the
Exactly.
drawing board and come back. Do this, do that. Like I said, just yesterday, he sent an email saying, let's go ahead and file. I'm like, good God, because every time they got a search, it's $200. But
Exactly.
how I kind of finessed it.
Yeah.
So I replied to them, and if they take more than 3 weeks or almost a month, I'm like, look, man, I've been trying to do this trademark for X amount of years. Y'all gotta throw me a free search or something. So every time I change the name thus far, the search has been free. But according to the filing, that's what I think is $250 each class, or like a total of $500 for just one class and one fee. So
It's crazy.
Yeah,
They'll run
taxing.
it up for shit. Sure, I'm like, God damn, y'all trying to bankrupt me,
man. But
I'm
it's like in the long run.
Oh, it is definitely worth it. It's
right
definitely
now, it's
worth
like,
it.
man, bro, somebody send some help.
I'm telling you, bro, because it's a process. It costs money. You know, everything costs money though. Like at the end of the day, but it, like you said, it's worth it. Because now this is mine. Like
Facts.
nobody can put that shit on nothing.
Man, I wish you would. Well, I'm gonna get some free money, get a good old cease and
telling you,
desist.
give me some free money on you.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, man, nah. So it's really that, bro. Like just the time it takes. Like I told you, I'm waiting on the pack right now.
Sound like that's that pat
And
though. You waiting on
it
boss?
yeah. Ooh. It's waiting, because I just being completely transparent, bro. Like I ordered a minute ago. It's just taking forever.
How far you try to order your stuff when you plan your drops out? Like some people say they usually do it 3 months out.
Yeah, I do 3 months out, but sometimes, like, bro, when I tell you, when I hit my manufacturer, I'm like, hey, what's going on? They'll be like, hey, we're on holiday. Like, them folks get so many vacations. I'm like, I need to move over there. Like, them folks be on, like, vacation all the time.
Dang.
Which is an amazing thing, you know what I mean? Because I do feel like they value the real definition of a work-life balance. But my Americanized ass is just like, what's
I need
going
this
on?
now.
So, but
All this
I don't.
technology and playing would get my
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel you.
But with the brand, and you know what I'm saying, the true essence of the brand, the slowness of those things, like it's just like I don't do nothing but wait.
Yeah,
you know
you showed your commitment to your brand, and you showing like I'm putting this work in, so you're gonna get out what you put in. That's patience. That's what you putting something in, so you definitely gonna get it out. So
That's
keep
it.
doing that though, man.
That's it. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, it can be a tough process, but on the mental tip, right? So I gotta always tap on this.
Yeah.
As a business owner, a human being, a person living life, walking this earth, you
Yeah.
got your own personal stuff going on. You got friends, you got family, you got work. How do you stay on top of your mental health? So what does it look like to you to to wind down, to decompress, or there may be times of you never know what could happen, or depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
So what does it look like for you to, to get into a good mental space, whether it's meditation, prayer, walking? So what is your process for that?
Yeah, man. Being in nature on number one, like just walking. Even, I got a dog, so like
They'll keep you out there for sure.
He get me outside, and also just being a social worker, a therapist. Like that's one thing that I tell clients and things of that nature. Like, hey, if you feeling anyway, anxious, depressed, go outside.
Telling you.
Go outside. Even if you just going to sit on the front porch to get some fresh air. Like, go outside. And when I can't go outside, bro, I let every window up in my house. Like, every window got to come up. I got to get some fresh air in
that
here.
Natural lighting.
Absolutely. Another thing, I go to therapy, bro. Like, and I feel like you don't have to go to therapy for a reason. Like, the wrong time to start therapy is when you are in the thick of something. You know what I mean? Because
boy, hold on, preacher.
Because you feel, at the end of the day, as a human being, you feel that before you get, you know what I'm saying? Like, before you spiral. So, I encourage people to tap into that. Like, as a therapist, I have a therapist because I'm human.
Right, and you taking on, when you say you doing for who you
trauma,
do it for, I know you taking on so much. Yeah.
Almost every day, bro.
Because, man.
So, yeah, secondary trauma almost every day. And I don't even think we realize, like, how much secondary trauma we don't ask for on social media. You know what I'm saying? The shit that we see that we don't want to see on social media, like, that affects the mind.
Yep.
That affects your thought process. That can change your whole day. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like, I know people who didn't find out they friends passing, so they got on Instagram, and it's like, what the fuck?
Why you gotta find this out on social media? Yeah.
First, you know what I mean? So that takes a toll on your mental health. You know what I mean? Even like just simple things like fighting videos.
Yeah.
People shooting, things of that nature. Like,
and you can get numb to it.
After you get desensitized to it, and you really don't realize how much secondary trauma that you're taking in on a daily basis. So, bro, honestly, what I do too is, I pray and I ask God for guidance on my journey, whatever path, and a lot of the answer I get back is to like remove myself a lot, like take a break. So I'll deactivate my personal social media for a span of time. Just because like naturally I gravitate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm bored, it's like, oh, on my phone, or I'm constantly on my phone or something like that. So I'll just kind of like remove myself because it's so many different energies. You know what I mean?
Thousands of them on that one little feed.
Exactly. It's so many different energies and so much information. It's like information overload.
Telling you.
And it's like I already think of about 1,000,001 things already. You feel me? So it's like I have to give myself that little mental break in that mental space to just be. You know what I mean? And I go to the spa. I meditate, do a lot of deep breathing. I had this app on my phone called Chill. And it sends me just notifications, like, and simple notifications that like ground you, right? So say if I got a notification right now, it'll just say like, stop what you're doing and look around and realize that, listen
living
to
that
the
present.
living that present moment. Like, look around, like remind yourself of the beauty that's around you, or stop, close your eyes and just listen. You know what I mean? So oftentimes, like when I do go on walks around my neighborhood or the belt line, I don't have on no headphones. I don't listen to music.
Yeah, I can't because of I think military stuff. I can't operate like that.
Yeah,
I gotta
like,
be.
no,
I can't even be so
gotta know what's
secluded.
going on.
Yeah.
For that reason, for safety reasons, for sure, but just more so like
Awareness,
that present moment.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be tuned out and not hear what's going on. Like
Yeah, also
in general,
them times God be speaking to you too, but how you gonna know if
Absolutely.
you so distracted all this other stuff?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to hear the birds chirping. I want to
Man.
hear the trees swaying. I want to hear the kid laughing on the playground playing. You know what I mean? I want to hear those things because on a daily I don't hear those things.
Facts.
So it's like, all right, cool. This is my time to tap in with Shanae. And that's how I tap in with Shanae.
Those are good solid
That's
keys
how,
though,
man.
man. I'm telling you, even I think there's also something deeper to what you said about when you say just close your eyes and listen. You may have seen it. This is a getaway or a mental therapy place to where they put you on, what do you call them? Not a blindfold, but whatever little mask on you put on when you sleep. You put on one of those where you completely darkness. They put you in it's a cave, but like a
cave. It's here.
I don't think it's here. I mean, it's in the States, but I don't think it's not in Georgia. But it's like a
Gotcha.
cave where like your own room, but it's not a real busted up cave. They call it a
Okay.
cave.
Okay.
They put you in there for about, I think it's 2 or 3 days, but you in complete darkness, right? If you come out, you got to have that on when you can go in, take it off, but you can't see nothing. But
I love
at the
that.
end of every session, when them folks come out, they sit them in the chair at sunrise.
Yeah.
When the sun come up, they take it off. And when they reaction, everybody damn near almost cry because it's like, when was the last time you were able to just block out what you seeing, and because it forces you to talk and deal with yourself.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna bring up
You
so
go
much,
within, bruh, like-
because you can't look outward. So you just like, what's up in here? So I want to try that though,
Absolutely.
man, because it's like every time
Let me
somebody
know
come
when you
out,
do it, because I definitely want to do that.
Man, I'm telling you,
Let
it
me
just
know where
seems
you
as if
find
it's-
it or whatever. Like we gonna tap in. We gotta
telling
go.
you, man.
We gotta go.
I gotta see that
We gotta go.
awakening they get, because I can only imagine them 3 days in pure darkness of just me dealing with me
Absolutely.
and my past traumas and my questioning myself, like
And absolutely no distractions.
nothing, pure darkness for
Man.
3 days, like nothing.
I'm gonna be crying, bro.
To everybody,
You know
be
what I
like,
mean? Like that's
I
just
never
natural.
knew how beautiful the trees were, and I can appreciate it 10 times more because I believe that's how it's
Absolutely.
gonna be.
Think about your daily, right? Like how much do you really pay attention?
Facts.
You don't.
You
You
really
just
don't.
going. You minding your own self. You minding your own business, and
Mm-hmm.
you are just going right from place to place, destination to destination.
Facts.
You just moving.
Facts.
Ain't even looked up at the fucking moon at night, the stars. You know what I'm saying? Don't even realize that these things are there. You don't
And it's
even realize
beautiful.
that you moving. Literally, we on Earth moving 1,000,000 miles per hour, and you don't even you don't take the
What they
time
say,
out.
be
to-
caught up in the matrix for real. Gotta unplug.
Dead serious.
And as I got older, I understood what that
Yeah,
movie was about. I'm like,
absolutely.
damn, okay, I get what they saying here.
That's
but
exactly
there's some truth
what it
to
is,
it, though.
bruh. And it's so important because the clarity
Mm-hmm.
that you need as a human being to just really live in the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult. It's difficult because we have so many things, right? We
Everything.
thinking about tomorrow, the next day.
My 5-year
The
goals,
weekend,
shit, what
right,
I'm
my
eating for dinner.
5-year
Yeah, so
goals.
much.
And they ain't gonna even cap you down. Like, I don't operate like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you ask me today, like, well, what's your 5-year plan for
Mm-hmm.
Dply Rtd? Like, man, listen.
You can know what you want, but it's just
I know what I want it to be, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, God is in
that is
total
my
control.
5-year goal. Yeah.
in total control of that. You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations where I thought my plans were amazing and God had showed me something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just like because of those things and the knowledge of that, I try not to live so far in the future.
Yeah.
You know, and I try not to rehash the past either. It's just like,
Stay
what
in
can
that
I
present.
do right here, right now, at this moment? If it's nothing, I'm gonna do fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm. Don't force it.
I'm gonna do nothing. It's times where I don't touch deeply rooted stuff because it'll be forced, and I feel like as human beings, y'all gonna feel that.
And it's gonna show in your products, yeah.
We feel when people forcing shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just on a human behavior aspect. So yeah, nah.
Life, man, life. All right,
Yeah.
so look, man, before you dip up out of here, right? What I want you to do, there may be a young Shanae out there, anybody who wants to start a clothing brand or do anything in the mental health field, whatever. So whatever it may be, right? It's all you over here. So just try to give them some advice or some motivation to push them to get started or just to, you know, to do their thing. So this time for you to connect with your folk.
Yeah, say no more. So what I encourage is, number one, read, research. Like we just talked about, you know, tap into the present moment and be able to listen, sit in silence and listen to your own thoughts, your own ideas, because naturally those things will come to you if you give yourself space for it to. You gotta clear your mind and really like let your thoughts flow like clouds and write shit down. You gotta write it down. Whatever you think of, write it down, because at the end of the day, whatever idea you have, God has given that vision to someone else as well. Like, don't think that you the only person with this idea or this vision. And when you have it, take advantage of it. And do all of the research you can. Hey, use YouTube University. I tell you that for sure. It'll teach you a lot. And everything is accessible. I feel like everything you need is at your fingertips. If you utilize it the right way, then everything will come to you naturally.
Then she ending with the all right, cool. So what's next for you, Dply Rtd, and also tell folks where they can find you on social media and all that good stuff. So give them a little rundown. You got any announcements as well. So this a clip with your folks.
We got all of them. Or
this
one?
You right here.
Okay. So what's next for me is I'm waiting for this pack to touch down for Dply Rtd so I can go ahead and drop before the winter ends. But I'll drop what I have in the spring if it comes to that. But I do, like I was telling Gates, I have something real special coming for the summer. So I'm super. This is probably the most excited I've been about a summer drop. So I'm excited about that. As far as where you can find me, Dply Rtd.co on Instagram and Twitter. That's Dply Rtd.co. Get to y'all again, because again, we be thinking about a million things. Dply Rtd.co. That's where you can find me on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey, let's do it. But look, y'all.
Hey, I ain't even plugged the website.
Nah, go ahead. 1 second. Get it in. We ain't leaving out no plugs.
The website. Dang, I ain't even put y'all on the website. Go to the website, subscribe, so you can get exclusive drops, exclusive discounts. It's DplyRtd.co, like the Instagram and the Twitter. Appreciate y'all.
There you go. Get it right.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it.
Good. But look, I really enjoyed this conversation.
Same, bro.
I appreciate you for coming on. It's always good, like I say, to give value to somebody who may be watching. You never know who gonna watch this and may touch their spirit. Now they're ready to go rock and create their own kind of version of Dply Rtd, whatever it may be, or do a podcast. But again, y'all, this is Inherited Podcast. I am Sir Gates. Make sure y'all tap in on YouTube, Inherited Podcast. Follow the social media platforms on IG. Inherited Podcast. That's NHERITD Podcast. Follow me on IG, Sir Gates VC. Make sure I keep coming back every week to tap into the Inherited Podcast. Sir Gates, I'm your host, and we are out, man. Yeah.
That was great, man.